Good evening. At this time, I will call this meeting to order. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Baker. Commissioner Bodek.
Here.
Commissioner Dellisfort. Commissioner Granados.
Here.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Here.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Present.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Vice Chairwoman Leon.
Here.
And Chairwoman Palmieri Muedad.
Here.
Commissioner, let the record reflect there are 7 commissioners present for this evening's agenda-setting session.
Thank you. Clerk of the Board, please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk of the Board, please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2024, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2024 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2024 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you. We will adopt the communications and the minutes later during our regular meeting this evening. Tonight, we have a need to go into executive session. County Council, please make your statement relative to tonight's executive session.
Thank you, Chair. Pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, a public body may enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing certain enumerated subjects. This board now wishes to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing attorney-client privilege, communication, and discussions relative to various legal issues related to the Clark Reservoir Project. The minutes of the executive session shall be separated from the minutes of the open public session. The minutes of the executive session, redacted as appropriate and necessary, shall be available in approximately 30 days. The clerk to the board shall retain the original minutes until such time as the confidential limitations have been removed, at which time they shall be made available. Upon the affirmative vote of a majority of the members present, the board may retire to executive session. Upon the board's return, it may or may not take formal action on the matters discussed. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. May I have a motion to enter into executives?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
A motion was made by Commissioner Mirabella and was seconded by Commissioner Kowalski. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bodek.
Yes.
Commissioner Granados.
Yes.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Yes.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chairwoman Leon.
Aye.
Chairwoman Palmieri Muedad.
Aye.
Chair, let the record reflect you have 7 votes in the affirmative to enter into executive session.
Session.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
A motion was made by Commissioner Mirabella and was seconded by Vice Chairwoman Leon. Clerk of the Board, please call the roll.
She went with Leon. Okay. Commissioner Bodek
Yes. Here.
and Commissioner Granados.
Here.
Commissioner Dellisfort. Present. Commissioner Kowalski.
Here.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Vice Chairwoman Leon.
Aye.
Chairwoman Palmieri Muedad.
Aye.
Let the record reflect that Commissioner Michelle Dellisfort is present, and you have 8 votes in the affirmative to return from executive session.
Thank you. County Council, do you have anything to report?
Nothing to report. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I will first call upon our county clerk, Clara representing Joanne Rajapi.
presentation. If I'd be happy to answer any questions. Oh, yes.
Thank you. Office of the Union County Prosecutor, Jim Tansey, here representing Prosecutor William Daniel.
Good evening, Commissioners. We have one item on the agenda for tonight, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First Assistant, can you just explain on a very high level what this resolution proposes to do?
Okay, it amends the past resolution. We have an agreement with Essex County and Newark with our lab, and they supply an analyst who the analyst's work is divided. 70% of their work is for Essex County and Newark, 30% is for our county.
Okay.
In the original resolution, which was adopted from a past resolution, there was a mistake where it said they were going to supply us with $40,000 worth of reagents to conduct the analysis. Reagents are the chemicals they use to do this analysis. The fact of the matter is that in this agreement, we got them to supply us with a machine that actually costs $170,000. So their contribution to the lab was much greater. The machine belongs to Union County, belongs to us. So this is amending that past resolution that mentioned the reagents to mention the piece of machinery that they are purchasing for our lab.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Office of the Union County Sheriff, Sheriff Pete Corvelli.
Good evening, Commissioners. The Sheriff's Office has one resolution on the agenda this evening for your consideration. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Board of Elections, Administrator Nicole Dorado.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. The Election Board has two resolutions on this evening's agenda for your consideration. Be happy to answer any questions.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Yes, Administrator Dorado, since we bought voting machines a few years ago, and is this an additional one, or I guess it says it's a replacement, so did something go wrong with one of the machines?
Yes, it was damaged during transport when it was coming back from the July election, the special 10th. So the funds were recovered from the transportation company's insurance company, and this is to replace that unit.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Administrative Services, Director Laura Scutari.
Good evening. The Department of Administrative Services has one resolution on the agenda. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Department of Engineering, Public Works, and Facilities Management, Acting Director Joseph Polakay.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. The Department of Engineering, Public Works, and Facilities has 6 resolutions. I'd be happy to try and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Department of Finance, Director B.B. Taylor.
Good evening, Chairwoman Paul Mary Mudad and members of the Board of County Commissioners. The Department of Finance has 8 resolutions for your consideration this evening, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Department of Human Services, Director Debbie Ann Anderson.
Good evening, Chairwoman and members of the board. The Department of Human Services has 3 resolutions on. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Department of Parks and Recreation, Director Victoria Durbin Drake.
Good evening. The department has 3 items on the agenda this evening, and I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Director, just on number 3, can you just talk a little bit about the nature of that work, architectural services?
Yes, we will be hiring professionals to take a look at the upper and lower patios at Galloping Hill. They're older and need some attention. They'll look at whatever drainage improvement might be needed and design work.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. All laudatory resolutions and resolutions of condolence are from the entire board. Are there any comments from any of my colleagues? Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.